Getting set for our main event. Rogelio putting a whole lot on the line. Had a couple close calls in his bids for the Hollywood Heritage title. Came up short against Watts, so he had to up the ante and put his mask on the line in this main event to get one more shot at the Hollywood Heritage Championship.
And you see it there, Howdy is not happy. He is not pleased with the decision that Rogelio has made, and he said it himself, he's going to have to bail him out of this situation. What is Howdy going to have planned today to make sure that Rogelio walks out the champion?
Main event time, the ominous music of the dominant Hollywood Heritage champion, Watts. Watts has a couple victories over Rogelio, but certainly had to earn them. Always tough when these two big heavyweight bulls lock horns. But then when Rogelio said, you know what, I'll put my mask on the line, Watts was happy to oblige and give Rogelio one more shot at the prestigious Hollywood Heritage title.
Which brings us to today, Kennelly. That man right there might be responsible for taking Rogelio's mask off his face and revealing who he is. If we hear this music one more time, that's how we know it's over for Rogelio.
The stakes are indeed very high, and here to set the stage, ring announcer Adnan Qureshi.
The following contest is a singles match scheduled for one fall, and it is Mask versus Title. Introducing first, the challenger, being accompanied in the ring by Howdy Price from the Price Check Ranch, weighing in at 240 pounds, Ranchero Rogelio. And introducing his opponent, here's the Hollywood Heritage Champion. This is Watts.
Stage is set. Hollywood Heritage title main event, but that's not all. If Rogelio loses, he loses the mask. He exposes his identity. That's what he was willing to put on the line to get one more shot at the Heritage title, a title that he has been in the hunt for quite some time, all the way back to before Coastline Clash when Andy Brown was the champion, but he has come closer than ever before and than anyone else to defeating Watts. And is this added pressure just what the doctor ordered to push Rogelio over the edge to where he can finally topple the giant?
You know what? They say if you're going to shoot for the moon, at the very least, you might be able to land on the star. But today, that's not going to be good enough for Rogelio. Rogelio has to reach all the way up to the peak of the mountain. He must defeat this giant. He must do something to Watts that he was not successful at doing before. And if he doesn't, he's walking home without that mask.
And it must be noted, if we look back at the record books, Rogelio does have a history of, in essence, a lucha de apuesta matchup on Championship Wrestling from Hollywood where a mask was on the line. Rogelio victorious, forcing the Spirit and the Stars to unmask. That, of course, led them to being exposed as Fidel Bravo and Adrian Quest, and a whole lot of history between those two ever since.
Absolutely. So would this be karma, you might say, Kennelly? Would this be karma coming back to haunt him after he made sure that mask came off? Could his mask now be in trouble? That's what he has that in his mind, and you listen to the crowd. They were chanting earlier, mask coming off, mask coming off. Listen to them now, mask off, and that's got to get into his head.
You got to believe that it does, but again, Rogelio put that on the line, much to the chagrin, as you documented, of Howdy Price. Howdy Price came out here flustered. He's not singing his jingle. You know, he's not happy that Rogelio made this decision without his guidance.
You know, absolutely not. I heard him in the back. In fact, well before this event started, I heard yelling and screaming, and it was all from Howdy Price to Rogelio. What are you thinking? Now I have to dig you out of this mess. Now I have to clean up the pieces.
Look at this.
Wow, Rogelio, see, this is how bad he wants it. Now putting down Watts with that strength.
Rogelio had the upper hand in a test of strength against Watts, and now momentum and advantage the other way. as the dominant champion getting the upper hand, but burying the knee into the midsection is Rogelio. Yeah, but I'm sure Howdy Price will be the first one to take credit and say, glad I thought of it, if Rogelio becomes the Heritage Champion.
You know, the saying is, Kelly, that success has many fathers and failure is an orphan. And that might be true for the fact that Howdy Price would be very pleased with Rogelio's performance tonight if he does walk home the champion. But I will tell you this, Rogelio has this in his favor. He cannot lose this match. It is no more a fact of Matt that he wants that title. It's the fact that he doesn't want to lose that mask. It's more motivation. It's everything keeping him going, keeping his head in the game. He might walk home your new champion.
Cover now after the backbreaker by Watts.
And almost had it jeopardized there, Kennelly. Even with a simple mistake can make sure that he is planted on that mat forever. He cannot make those mistakes tonight.
It's a must-win for both. Both have big-time trophies and everything to lose on the line here. The Heritage title for Watts, the mask, and everything that goes along with it for Rogelio. But it does make it that must-win situation for Rogelio. He walked away from a match with Watts at one point. He doesn't have that luxury this time out. Fall-away slam by the champion.
Oh, crowd now chanting one more time, and Watts looks like he's going to oblige for that, and that doesn't bode well for Rogelio at this point.
These fall-away slams from Watts do usually come in pairs, to the detriment here of Rogelio, who receives another one. You can see the pain etched across the massive back there of the Golden Bull with the charging horn. Oh my gosh, he's calling for the music. Wow, that's some serious confidence when you're in there with Rogelio, but Watts has been dominant. Howdy's got a hold of the leg.
Howdy now being in a little bit of an interference. Rogelio might have his fighting chance.
Oh, what a shot. Big flying shoulder tackle. That big missile, and a count of two. The music is still playing. At least it was, and that distraction by Howdy allowed Rogelio, the number one contender, to get an advantage. And right now, after that flying shoulder block, he's got Watts in trouble.
You know what? Rogelio is now bound top. And what did we say earlier? What is Howdy going to do? That might have just been one of the tricks that he had up his sleeve to pull Rogelio out of the situation he's in. He's going to be a factor. He's going to be an interference, and he's proud to let Watts know that. Look at him getting in the face of Watts now. Look at him taking advantage of Watts on the outside. That's how he's going to be a factor to ensure that Rogelio does not dig himself into a deeper hole.
And Rogelio now, after that blatant choke, right into the cover. So although it didn't seem like it coming in from the words we heard before, it seems like Rogelio and Howdy on the same page. Rogelio in control. This match, high-stakes matchup, continues next.
Severe weather can mean storm damage to the roof of your home. If you have a leak and need a repair, need a brand new roof, or just need a simple cleaning, let Pro Shingle help today. Go to proshingle.com or call 901-258-6503.
Welcome back to our high-stakes main event. The Mask of Rogelio on the line to get a shot at the Hollywood Heritage title. And throughout the break, after the distraction and the attack from the outside of Howdy Price, the challenger has been in total control.
Total and utter control, Kennelly. And it's just now that we're seeing Watts starting to kind of fight back a little bit. But Rogelio has made sure that Watts stays down in the unadvantaged position thanks to Howdy Price.
Now, you don't want the champion to get to that vertical base where he's so dangerous with the strikes, with the power maneuvers, and that's not lost on Rogelio. And look out here. Oh, it's going to take a Herculean effort, and that's exactly what he gives Rogelio. Snap suplex on Watts. Cover. Close call, hand was coming down. Almost history made here in our main event.
You know, we talk about the strength of Watts. We need to be focusing on the strength of Rogelio as well. That man does not have the genetic capabilities that Watts does. He does not have that height. He doesn't have that natural brawny physique, but he possesses a tremendous amount of strength in there. He uses his very compact frame to pet every single ounce of muscle he can to make sure that he gets his opponent as far away from the ring as possible. And that's what he's doing now, and he's using that to control Watts.
Another big shot drops the champion into the cover. Does not elect to hook the leg, which is a chore in and of itself when you're in there with with Watts. But, you know, although they didn't seem to be on the same page, you know, in these recent title defenses, Howdy Price wasn't there. Perhaps Howdy Price might be that missing piece to the puzzle for Rogelio to finally claim the Heritage title.
Absolutely. Rogelio is not in there by himself. He did not get to where he is because he is great on his own. And make no mistake about it, Rogelio is fantastic. He's amazing. But Howdy Price is that missing piece to the puzzle. And now that he's here again, think about it. We haven't seen him for a very long time. He hasn't been in his corner. He hasn't been out here ringside. So now that he's out here, Rogelio is doing much, much better. Watts is being tripped up. Rogelio is doing, he's capitalizing on Watts' mistakes like he's never before. He might walk home your champion, Kennelly.
Look out here, though, in the launch position. Rogelio, though, out the back door, and another big shot. And when Watts was down in the corner, you saw that it shifted his focus to Howdy Price. So the champion is distracted. These two monsters, this looks like a battle that could take place on Skull Island or the streets of Tokyo in a Godzilla movie. Two big monsters just going toe-to-toe.
Absolutely, and here Rogelio goes after, but Watts counters. You're right, this is like watching King Kong or Godzilla or Mothra. And they're taking the entire ring with them. They're taking these people with them. Listen to them going crazy. And you can see Howdy Price on the outside shouting instructions to Rogelio, perhaps on deaf ears, perhaps all for naught, as Watts now makes his way up to cover and maybe seal in the fate of Rogelio.
Both champion and challengers, you take a good look at Howdy Price on the outside. Champion and challenger so impressive. We've seen the strength of Rogelio. We saw the agility of Watts, this giant leaving his feet for a drop kick. And these two, what do they possibly have left in the tanks?
Oh, this isn't good for Rogelio. Up he goes.
Nice counter, though, to the choke to sleep. Rogelio had him up momentarily. No, this is not where you want to be. The DNR, do not resuscitate. Cover. Oh, Rogelio digs down deep and kicks at 2.
Can you imagine how badly he wants it? Not only has he put his mask on the line, but he kicks out of the DNR, and you don't see that too often. That's that strength, that's that tenacity, that's him reaching deep down within himself and getting everything he can to come out victorious.
Champion looking like he's gonna go bowling here, taking the challenger back up, looking for a second DNR. But another nice counter there by Rogelio. Look out, official! Oh my gosh, he got absolutely annihilated!
Rogelio inadvertently taking out the official, and this switches out the game intensely.
Well, with so much on the line, there's no official right now to call for a cover, a submission, to officiate the action. Anything goes. Watts again, he had his distraction on his focus on Howdy Price, and it cost the champion in a big way.
Howdy Price once again becoming a factor in there, and Watts can't do that. He's the champion. He needs to be smart. He needs to be cunning, but he's not doing that. Howdy Price is getting in his head. Howdy Price is doing exactly what he said. He is pulling Rogelio out of a bad situation. This right now is favoring Rogelio. We could be witnessing history right now, Kennelly.
Both guys are in a potentially deadly situation here. Look at Hurricane Rana by Rogelio on the champion. He's got him center of the ring, looking to capitalize. Rogelio into the cover. The referee starts to stir. Here's the count of 1, 2, history to be made. No, sir. That was nearly a photo finish between the hand coming down and the shoulder coming up so very close.
Did you see that, Kennelly? The only person that might have been more surprised than Rogelio was me, and perhaps Howdy Price, who already grabbed the belt, but now the boot coming up with Rogelio. The referee now taking that away, not allowing that to be a factor. But look right now, with Rogelio has the belt. This could be dangerous for Watts.
He's got the Heritage title. Oh, he clocks the champ with his own title. Watts is out cold. Not this way. Come
there
on.
It is.
Give me a break. No. Watts finds a way. He's not human.
No way, Kennelly. That should have been it. He should have been done. He should have been finished. What more does Rogelio have to do to put this giant down?
You can see the challenger. He caught all of that shot with the Heritage Championship. Rogelio astonished that wasn't enough. Nobody home for the frog splash. Watts is back on his feet. Big right hand. He's got him throttled.
Howdy Price now pulling out the last trick of his book, getting up on that ring apron. He's back in a factor. No!
Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. Caltech wonders where the earthquake came from. Into the choke force center of the ring. Champion retains, and that's just the first part of the story.
Here is your winner, and still Hollywood Heritage Champion, Watts!
Generally, that was so back and forth, I couldn't even know where to call it. The fact that Watts wins means two things. One, Watts obviously retains his title, and that's fantastic, but what does this mean for Rogelio?
It was a titanic clash of the titans between Watts and Rogelio. I can't believe that Watts was able to survive that shot with the title, and now it's got to be sinking in to Rogelio. He wanted one more shot, but now he's going to lose it all.
Oh, you got to feel sorry for that young man. He knows, and off it's coming, Kennelly. This is it.
He nodded affirmatively, did Rogelio. He knows what he's got to do. He put it on the line. He's got to man up here. He certainly manned up by giving Watts one hell of a fight.
Oh! Kennelly, that's Jay Cabrera!
That is Shea Cabrera. He's got a lot of history on this program. He was part of the Revolution. Well, you gotta respect Rogelio and now it's Cabrera for doing the right thing.
Oh my goodness, Kennelly. That took a lot of fortitude. That took a lot of guts. And there is your champion. And there is the fallen slain Che Cabrera. This has been one surprise after another, Kennelly.
Wow, I'm just taken aback here. Cabrera, you know, a great competitor in the history, usually in tag team action. And then again with the Rancheros, and then made his bid for singles titles and came so close. And if he couldn't get it done, who in the hell is going to beat Watts? What a battle, what a war.
What a battle and what a war, Kennelly. Exactly right.
And the Price Check Ranch just might be going into foreclosure. I think Howdy Price just referred to him as trash, a piece of trash.
A barrage of insults.
Welcome back. Thanks again for joining us this week for the best wrestling on TV in the 901.
Heather Monroe with a strong victory, building some momentum into next week's main event, where she's going to team with Royce Isaacs to take on Taylor and Sandra Moon of the Soul Burners in a mixed tag team match.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's not jump ahead to next week's main event before we can even talk about the one we just witnessed.
Okay.
Talk about a hoss battle.
Yeah.
Watts and Rogelio are two of the largest guys in the UWN, and they brought every bit of size and strength to this title bout.
You're exactly right. You're not kidding, and don't stand on the tracks. When the train's coming through, even the referee was taken out by a huge tackle from Rogelio. And with Howdy at ringside and the referee down, it really looked like Rogelio would walk away as champion, but that collision between Howdy and Rogelio would lead to Watts retaining his championship and taking the mask of Rogelio.
Yeah, Rogelio removed his mask to reveal he is Che Cabrera, a former star on Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. The crowd was shocked, but happy to show respect for the effort he put in. Howdy Price, on the other hand, kicked dirt on Che and walked off.
Yeah, we hope to have an update on those two and their drama next week, along with tons of in-ring action. Join us the same time, same place for the best hour of pro wrestling in the industry. Don't forget to check out our friends at Saddle Creek today for Small Business Saturday.
See you next week.